Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story comes from Bubbly Principal 9834 and it says, am I the arsehole for laughing at my girlfriend because she texted her boss that she wished he was her dad? She started a new job about 6 months ago. She always talks about her boss. She has a good relationship with him and it's the first great job she landed after leaving college. We were getting drunk and I was almost asleep when she texted her boss that she wished he had been her dad. She then realized what she had done and shook me awake and showed me the text. I couldn't stop myself from laughing loudly. Her boss saw the text and texts back, "Okay, thanks." And I saw that and I laughed again. We went to sleep and she woke up and apologized to him. She is very upset with me and she is even more embarrassed now. She is mortified about what he would think of her if even her own girlfriend laughed at her, and she said that she hated how I reacted and it was not funny at all. I feel really guilty because I know that our relationship with her dad is terrible, and even if I was drunk, I should have had the sense to not laugh like a child when she was showing me something like embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, if OP ends up an arsehole in this situation, I will gladly accept that title at the same time as well because, you know, as embarrassing as it is, and I would have some empathy as well, but my initial reaction to that was to chuckle to myself as well oh no, what a mistake. But a commenter says to OP, not the arsehole, you were both drunk. I think she just doesn't want to blame her drunk self for the embarrassment, and it's just easier to redirect her anger towards your drunken reaction. Soggy says, I'm riding off the back of this response. She made a drunken mistake. She just doesn't want to admit fault because it's embarrassing. The more she makes it a thing, the longer it will take for the weirdness to die down. Rule number 1 in drinking is ditch your phone away. Commenter said, in quote saying, she said she hated how I reacted and it was not funny at all. The commenter replies saying, yes it was, lol. OK Pumpkin replies saying, it's hilarious, I can't stop laughing. Thank you OP, I was having a horrible day, but your post cheered me up. Commenter says, not the arsehole. She definitely mildly overreacted over this. She didn't mean to send the text and it was on a whim, but it also wasn't your fault that she sent the text. You were both intoxicated and both partook in justifiable actions while under the influence. I'm very sorry her relationship with her dad is bad and I hope things get sorted with her boss. Commenter says, you're the arsehole. This is an embarrassing story you laugh about in a few years, not as it's happening while your girlfriend is freaking out. I get you were tired and probably hungover, so probably not thinking straight, but you should definitely apologize. Sweet and Sour says, not the arsehole. You found it to be immediately funny. Nothing wrong with reacting in your own way. So OP does update the post around a week later and says, I did apologize for laughing, and she said it wasn't my fault and she was just embarrassed. She really didn't want to go back to work but forced herself to go to work. He did speak about it with her. He told her that she was a great employee and he liked her and told her to forget about it. He also gave her some personal advice. He told her that he understands why she felt that way, as he had a bad relationship with his parents. He had often been happy when people didn't yell at him and treated him with a modicum of respect. Told her that she needed to understand that people treating her with respect and basic decency was not an act of huge kindness or a favor she should be grateful for. It was very important for her to understand that when people don't do that, it's usually their fault rather than something inherently lacking in her. I think I love her boss now. She is so grateful and thankful when I do the most basic good girlfriend shit with her. She is surprised and happy when I don't yell when she fucks up or comfort her when she is sad. I've been telling her the same thing. And so has her therapist. And I think another person telling her that she deserves to be treated well will help her. Commenter says on the end of this one, what a sweet update. Thank you. Yes, your girlfriend hearing from multiple sources that she is worthy of being respected and treated with dignity is going to be helpful. Low self-esteem is some lifelong piece of baggage which is going to challenge us at times. So having those great social supports, SO, therapist, great boss, is wonderful. Commenter says to add, having it come from her boss might help even more. If she's in the mindset of my SO and therapist have to say that, they're my SO and therapist, and hearing it from someone who's under no perceived obligation to say it might let the message sink in better. Opie says yeah, she doesn't believe me when I tell her how great she is. Commenter says, I think I want to text him too to say I wish he was my dad. No one's an arsehole here. Tifa Teal replies saying same, wish he was my dad. AITA says, he's an excellent human being and I would totally have died if I was your girlfriend though. Opie says she did die a little and I had to convince her to go to work. Alert Potato says I missed the original and just went back to it. I laughed out loud at it. It's sad that her relationship with her dad blows, but it's adorably heartwarming that her instinct when drunk is to send a text basically telling her boss how great he is. I also think I love her boss. Opie says she is heartwarming and I love her so much. Seemingly the last comment says, you know, her boss does sound like a good guy. I get why she wishes he was her dad. Huh. No, seriously, she shouldn't feel bad about texting that. It's not like she was making a drunken attempt to flirt with him. That would be embarrassing. This was totally wholesome and harmless. What an absolutely lovely boss in this situation, and I can see why a lot of people are talking this way about him. He sounds like a great boss and a great human at the same time, and it's also sad for Opie's girlfriend that, you know, she's needing to be told that she deserves respect and basic decency and for some reason can't accept that. But I really do wish the best for her in the future with therapy and stuff and hope she gets to that point because she sounds like a good egg as well. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below and let's move on to another story. Now, our next post was posted in the Ask Me Anything subreddit, and it was titled, Mother-in-law is convinced she is engaged to Keanu Reeves. My mother-in-law met some random internet stranger who convinced her that he is Keanu Reeves. This has been going on for about a year. She fully believes they are engaged and should be getting married to him next month. Yes, it is absolutely crazy as it sounds. Ask me anything about the situation and I'll happily answer. So the comments were coming in and Opie was responding. The first one said, is this her first time doing something like this? Sorry to hear about it. Something similar happened to my aunt. She's a bit detached from the world and lives with her parents, but is generally a good person. She met some online prince or that sort of nonsense and drained a good chunk of her hard-earned savings. Opie says she's extremely naive to scams. Dog/puppy scams, sick people needing prayer and money, scammers saying they will wipe her bank accounts if she doesn't send hundreds or thousands in gift cards to them. She's been scammed in job offers and paying for applications that don't exist. It's really, really bad, but she will not stop and she will not accept any help. Commenter says it's a super common scam. They will say things like they're going through a divorce and their soon-to-be ex-wife has stolen all their money, or their evil manager has taken control of their bank accounts. Ridiculous stuff, really. OP, you should show her the YouTube channel Catfished, not the MTV show. I'm pretty sure there's even an episode about someone pretending to be Keanu Reeves. OP says yes, that's exactly why she's sending the money. He convinced her that he is divorcing his wife, but they're not telling the press, so nobody knows. He told her that the divorce is really messy, so the wife is withholding all of his money, so he's essentially broke. Commenter says, she topped my mother. My mother was convinced she was dating an oil rig worker, classic scam, who used some actors' photos along with AI generated ones. We showed my mum all sorts of posts about oil rig scams and also forums where people said these photos were used in a scam attempt, and she still believed it. She sent $12,000 and later tried to send another $20,000 when a credit union stopped her and the police got involved. There are no words for the level of frustration when you clearly show someone all sorts of evidence that it's a scam and they continue down the path anyway. My brain will never understand this. Keanu Reeves though? Lol, that's next level. Opie says yes, it's extremely frustrating watching someone go through these scams. We just kept saying at some point reality has to hit hard and she will see that this can't be real. But I'm afraid she's literally putting all her money on the possibility of being in love. Commenter says, have you reported this to the police or taken steps to block her finances? Common scam. How do you protect her? Opie says she wants no help at all. She won't listen to us. We tried offering her help with finances and she thinks we're just trying to sabotage her and take her money. We've tried to figure out how to get some sort of conservatorship, but we don't know how to go about it legally. Comment says, these are the types of AMAs the people really want. What does your father-in-law think about all this? I hope he says they divorced a year ago and he is remarrying a new woman. For a few months he was overseeing my mother-in-law's accounts, but she took that as an invitation to still be friends and that she could come see him whenever she wanted to. But the new girlfriend did not like that, obviously, so he had to set up strict boundaries which my mother-in-law did not like. So basically ties had to be cut between them. Commenter says, did you hear about the French woman who thought she was dating Brad Pitt? It cost her 830,000 euros. Oopie says yes. Literally the moment I saw it, I sent it to her. She said it is different than those women who get scammed with love. Commenter says, does she have dementia or other cognitive issues? Oopie says yes. We asked if she'd be willing to work with us to get her into the right doctor that can help us with how to care for her medically, whether that's medication or psychiatric help. She's completely refused, will not even discuss it. Got so offended that we were assuming she is crazy. That is just incredibly sad. And the talk of dementia or other cognitive issues, again, is just heartbreaking. And I can't imagine how frustrating it is to watch someone you love go through that when they're denying everything else. You know, she thinks her own family are the villains in this, trying to sabotage her romance. I remember we covered a romance scamming story. It must have been a couple of years back now, but this always sticks into my head that people were talking about an elder law attorney. Again, obviously it's going to depend on location and all this kind of stuff, and also the possibility of, adult protective services, because she is vulnerable and she's being financially exploited. Not quite as extreme, but I remember when my mum and dad were still here and, warning them of various scams that they get over the phone, people phoning up and saying, oh, you need to give us your credit card details to do this or that or whatever. And for my parents who had no knowledge of this kind of thing, it was scary for them, some of the stuff that they were saying. And for sure, you can say naive, right? But at the same time, I grew up with the internet. I grew up reading about this kind of stuff all the time, seeing it on YouTube, seeing it all over the place. My parents and many elderly people don't have that access, so they don't know about this kind of stuff. So you can see how it happens, and they clearly make a lot of money doing so, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. It's just incredibly sad all around. But OP does come in with an update and says, wow, I did not expect this post to blow up. I'm a stay-at-home mum, so responding to so many questions is a little bit challenging, so I thought I'd post a final summary here in the original post to answer the main questions. She has definitely sent this person money. We have no idea how much, but there'd be no surprise that it's a large amount. The whole relationship started through email. The email said that he'd seen her social media and thought she was so beautiful, but that he couldn't message her on social media because his wife will see it. He went on to say how he was in the hospital and needed help with medical bills because him and wife are divorcing and that she's withholding all of his money. My mother-in-law also added that this person is on her phone plan. Mother-in-law had purchased a wedding dress and shoes for the event. She has packed up her house and sold her car. Important to note that she did this without telling us beforehand. We only knew after the fact that she did it. My immediate family, myself, my husband and my kids are completely no contact with her. We found out she was sending this person information about us and our kids, pictures of them, their names, life events, so any contact at all was completely blocked. The wedding is planned for next month. He's supposedly flying into a local airport on his private jet to pick her up, and then they are flying to Los Angeles where she will live. We'll be contacting her banks to file elderly abuse/fraud reports, as well as filing a report with our local police department. We were not aware that this was the correct course of action. And finally, yes, this situation is extremely sad. We've done everything we can to warn her and tell her how this can't be real. She told one of our family members yesterday to stay out of her business. We'll update this post again after the wedding. Fucking hell, that is absolutely brutal, that update that she was, because he's 100% not going to turn up, which I feel daft even saying that, and there'll be some emergency excuse ready and he'll just keep stringing her along trying to siphon money from her. Especially now that she's sold her car, packed up her house, and she just seems to be sitting on a massive pool of liquid cash, and it's like the perfect scenario for a scammer, right? You turn around and say, oh, the ex-wife did this or that, and I need money to fix the situation, and she'll oblige. And I keep thinking about like the adult protective services route, but I wonder if they would actually do anything in this situation, because she seems to be doing everything from living independently and paying her bills, I assume. So I wonder if legally they could even step in. I ain't got a clue. I've never been down that route of any of that sort of thing before. So, but I'm not sure if I can blame OP for stepping back from this situation as well, because she refused all the help that they offered initially and then started handing out the grandkids' information to strangers. Absolutely devastating one, that is. But what do you guys make of this situation? Have you ever had any experience with scams like this by yourself? How did you deal with them? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. Our next story comes from Nami, who from the Wedding Jokes subreddit, and says, the gym couple that made me question what for better or worse even means. There's this couple at my gym who treat the treadmill area like their own honeymoon suite. Every morning, while the rest of us are just trying to survive cardio, they're over there cuddling between sets and giggling like it's date night. Now, I wouldn't care, except last week I found out they both are married, but not to each other. Her husband works out of town and his wife doesn't like gyms. They are basically running a secret love story between dumbbells and protein shakes. At this point, I don't even need a workout playlist. The drama fuels me. Every time they high five after a set, I'm like, what does wedding vow fidelity mean to these people? If marriage had a cheat day, these two took the whole week off. Commenter said to OP on this, well, the first half had me smiling. OP said, it seemed like a perfect love story. Deepa says, see, my problem is I would start getting proof for both spouses and anonymously send it because nobody deserves that. OP says, smart move to think of that, but there are CCTVs everywhere in the gym. So it was a couple of days after this that OP came in with an update and said, now the actual guy's wife showed up for real then. Yes, although she didn't yell or make a scene, just stood by the door, arms crossed while they were mid-cuddle. The silence in the gym could have powered the treadmills. He froze. The other woman grabbed her bag and bolted fast enough seen anyone sprint before. So now finally neither of them comes anymore, and the gym feels weirdly quiet. Miss the free soap opera, but hey, at least I can finally focus on my squats. In the comments, someone says the update we didn't know we needed. Low Carb says, I worked at a huge gym in college, catered to all ages. I remember a handful of people exactly like this. They get caught eventually. Never worth it. Jesse Play Sims says, darn, we'll never know how this ends. Does she keep the cheater? Divorce? Revenge? I want to know. OP says, not sure if it's a divorce or not. I do follow that lady on social media. All of her posts have been deleted since then. You gotta think, what is going through their head while they're at the gym and they're doing this in front of everybody? Clearly people around them know about their personal lives. OP knew about it for goodness sake. So to be open and brazen like this was just begging to get caught some way or another. And someone clearly tipped the wife off on this. But what do you guys make of this one? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And just a huge thank you for being here today, getting involved in the stories, your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. And don't forget, at the very end of the video, there'll be a couple of playlists there that you can click on, and it will automatically scroll through all the videos for you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and much love.